Hi everyone. Hi everyone. And welcome to TWF Friday Night Smackdown. I am Michael Cole here with Trini Kwan and with Aiden English. And today on Friday Night Smackdown, we're gonna see the deal signing. If we can get that one thing up. Where's that? Oh, here it is. We're gonna see the deal signing between Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey here today on Friday Night SmackDown. Well, I do know one thing. I do know one thing. Trini Kwan says this is going to be a big. This is going to be a big thing. These two have been yielding for some time to fight, and now they're going. And now they're going to fight. And now we're going to get this deal. Oh, come on. Now we're going to get this deal written out. Like I thought you got. Here we go. Now we can get this deal written out here. So who's going to oversee this? Well, I'll tell you one thing. Aiden English says you might ask yourself who's going to be overseeing this mess. Well, it's going to be Astronema, I guess, going to be overseeing this thing. Alright, Astronema says time to get the two women wrestlers out. Charlotte Flair on one side, who is the World Women's Heavyweight Fighter. You know, she kind of, I don't know. I get this way it is. And Ronda Rousey. You know. I'm going to tell you one thing. Hold on, I'll tell you where we at here. I'm going to tell you one thing right now, Ronda Rousey says. You might think you're the greatest, and that's your thought and belief, Charlotte Flair, but you got no truth to back it up. You know, yeah, you might be gifted, you might be skilled, but it doesn't mean you're the greatest out there, that no one else can do what you can do. You seem to believe that you're the only one that can wrestle, you're the only one that can do this. You know, that's how you behave like. You behave as if you're greater than everyone else, and no one else is good as you. But that is a bad mindset to have, Ronda Rousey says. Mindset. You know how many times I won at WWE Raw Women's and Smackdown Women's Heavyweight winnings? 7 times between each one of those. 7 times. You know how many times I won at WWE NXT heavyweight winnings? 2 times. Yeah, you like to bring up how you won this winning 7 times, that winning 7 times, that winning 2 times. You like to talk about all that shit. You also like to bring up about how, oh, you're the only skilled Flair out there, da da da. Okay. You like to bring up how you're a follower of the Flair kin. But here's the thing. You like to bring up how good your father was. And yes, your father, Ric Flair, was good. But there were some of them that weren't so good. You don't like to talk about your half-brother, David. Well, he didn't do very well, did he? During his time in WCW and WWF and TNAW. And then there was your brother Reed, who was a beginner wrestler, who we all know what happened there. And I'm not going to we all know. And then we had your other sister, Megan, who chose not to go into the wrestling business. But you seem to behave as if you, being a Flair, made you greater than everyone else. But did not. I know, Ronda Rousey, you're gonna bring up how you were a former fighter or whatever they like to call you. How you were in the UFC and you somehow became the first UFC women's heavyweight fighter. And oh, I'll give you all the thanks in the world. You know, not anyone can go and become a skilled fighter. True. You know, not anyone is skilled for that. But then not anyone can become a skilled wrestler. I know you fighters out there, not all you, but some of you fighters out there, you know, like to shame and scave and guilt and slight us skilled wrestlers as if we're only fake fighting and that we couldn't, and that if we were fighting for true, as you folks do, we'd get beaten. Alright? So I don't know where all that's coming from. I say I'm the greatest. That just might be a thought and belief. You know? But when you've been on top as long as I've been on top, you have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. And you like to think I only got to where I was from having the Flair kin name? Fuck no. That only got me in the door. But then I had to work hard. All those years in FCW before I even got in, before I even was sent over to WWE when NXT started. Had to work all years there until I got up to Raw and Smackdown. Then I had to work hard enough just to win those winnings 7 times. I had to work hard enough just so I could get onlooked. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna beat you. I don't care what kind of match or what kind of fight it is. How about Charlotte Flair, if you don't care what kind of match or fight it will be a no oversight match. A hard made fight. And I know when it comes in your mind, you think of tools and you think of clutter cans and boards and seats and shit like that. I'm talking about when one goes into a yielding match. When only way one can win is by making someone else yield. And that's something you might think you're good at. But at the end of the day, if you were a fighter, which you're not, you're a wrestler. If you were a skilled fighter and not a skilled wrestler, you know that was a harder thing to do. I was in there with women in the UFC that the figure 8 wouldn't have put them out. It would not do it. Yeah, you like to bring up about how you skilled fighters are tougher than us skilled wrestlers. But Ronda, you forget, you're not a skilled fighter anymore. You're a skilled wrestler now. You hopped to the other side. You went from UFC all the way to WWE. You know? And very few skilled fighters ever made it as big. Never did. Ken Shamrock never really did very well for himself. I guess Dan Sedgren kind of did alright. Tank Abbott didn't really do that much. Daniel Puder, I don't really know if he did anything at all. And your friend, Dana Blazer, he didn't do very well. Well, are we going to bitch about skilled fighter fight skilled wrestler? About is WWE greater than UFC or UFC greater than WWE? I don't really care. What we're here today is to get the lawful sheet written for the fight for the Women's World Heavyweight winnings and nothing else. Is that understood? Astronomer says. Yeah, put my name down, Ronda Rousey says. My true name. I know for a truth that your true name is not Charlotte, but it's Ashley. You only took the name Charlotte because that's what state you were born in. Who really cares if my true name is Charlotte Flair, Ashley Flair? I'm going to beat you all the same. Now, I know you two are going to do something like get mad and break the board. So I'm getting out of here, Astronomer says, before that all happens. And just to tell you, this is gonna be you. Well, at the end of the day, one Charlotte Flair came from Big Lots, another Charlotte Flair came from Rollies, and that Ronda Rousey came from Rollies only, Michael Cole says. But it looks like both women are at that mindset that they want to beat the other. You know? At least that's what I believe, Michael Cole says. Yeah, you're right, Trini Kwan said. Both women, Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, have been evenly matched. And the only other time they ever fought was back in 27 between YL. And since then, there's always been that wonder if Charlotte Flair is the only one that can truly beat Ronda Rousey. Because Ronda Rousey has beat almost every woman wrestler she's been in the ring with since she's been in the TWS, since she's been in WWE. Yeah, you're right about that. There's a lot of truth in there to back it up, and there's a lot of folks wondering if Ronda Rousey can beat Charlotte Flair. Aiden English says, giving to how their first two matches went, their Living Saga 7 Between YL match and the WrestleMania match they had this year, Aiden English says. But I believe that Charlotte Flair will beat Ronda Rousey, and she'll still be the World Women's Heavyweight Fighter. Well, I understand that Gene Okerlund now is going to be talking. I understand Gene Okerlund now is now going to be talking with Ronda Rousey now. All right, Ronda Rousey, we just saw you wrote on a lawful sheet for your yield match with Charlotte Flair for the World Women's Heavyweight winnings. However, Charlotte Flair tends to believe that she can beat you and thinks that since she thinks she's greater than everyone else. Well, Gene Okerlund, I'll tell you one thing right now, Ronda Rousey said. Charlotte Flair can believe whatever she wants. She can believe she's the greatest woman wrestler out there. What the hell? Everyone else believes they're greatest too. But there's no truth to back it up. And winning the WWE Raw Women's Heavyweight winnings, WWE Smackdown winning 7 times, has nothing to do with being skilled or gifted. It has to do with booking and writing. Charlotte Flair seems to think that the first 2 matches we had, the one in 7 between the one in 27 between YL at the Living Sagas, and the one at this year's WrestleMania, she seems to think that means that she can beat me. Alright? Here's the thing. We'll never know if I could have beat her in that first one, because she got the match thrown out. And a 2-1, I made her yield. But the Fight Lord didn't see it, because he was out. And she beat me. But this time around, I'm sure I am going to beat her. And soon, you're going to see me as the World Women's Heavyweight Fighter. And Charlotte Flair, well, she can be a 7-time loser. Because that's what she'll come down to being, a 7-time loser. And if you forgive me, Gene Okerlund, I gotta go, because I'm a busy ifing woman. Unlike Charlotte Flair, I do a lot of other stuff. Well, Ronda Rousey, you did bring up about your fighting background and your beginner background and what you did in UFC before you got in WWE. Do you believe that Charlotte Flair is only seems to have you beat because she's a skilled wrestler? I don't know. If she was a skilled fighter, I don't know if she could do what I did in UFC, to be earnest with you. Just like I don't know. But I know that I did what I did in UFC. I know I can do what I do in WWE. So at the end of the day, I believe I can do it. It's not if, Charlotte Flair comes to my world. It's if she can actually outfight me. Which I don't think she can. We'll see about that. Alright, that was my talk of Ronda Rousey. Back to you, Michael Cole. Well, thank you, Gene Okerlund, for talking of Ronda Rousey here on Friday Night Smackdown. Looks like it is all the time we got here for Friday Night Smackdown. I am Michael Cole. For Trini Kwan and Aiden English, I hope you like Friday Night Smackdown, and we'll see you tomorrow for Rampage or Run In or Overtake.